It's 1983. Hi, I'm AT&T. I have a monopoly on long-distance phone lines. I'm the US, and not anymore you don't. I decree that you have to rent out your long-distance phone lines for cheap so we can have more competition in the telecommunications arena. Oh no! Hi, I'm LDDS. I'm not a new drug on the market, but I am the new kid on the block for the telecommunications arena. I'm going into long-distance phone calls. Okay, well, I've been in the market for a little while, and even though I started off with a good amount of capital, I'm a lot in debt right now because I was unable to handle large clients due to my lack of technical ability. But don't worry, we have a solution. We just hired Ebers. He's going to be our CEO. He was one of the original 9 investors in LDDS, so he believes in us as a company. Sure, he doesn't have any technological experience, but as he jokes, he's the meanest SOB that they could find. And you know what? It works. In 1 year, Ebers makes LDDS profitable. That's amazing. Good job, Ebers.
Yay!
LDDS in the next few years becomes bigger, gains more market share, has more revenue, and just simply becomes more profitable. So how is there such a huge turnaround from when it first started out? Well, it's all thanks to Ebers. Come on. This guy, Ebers. Ebers utilized a simple growth strategy wherein he would have LDDS buy competitors or other long-distance carriers in order to merge with them or acquire them to make LDDS a bigger company, to gain new entrants into a new market, but more importantly, to develop economies of scale as industry costs were very high. Thanks to Ebers, by 1993, LDDS had become the 4th largest long-distance carrier in the US with holdings in Europe and Latin America. Unfortunately, its name still sucked. So, in 1995, by popular vote, LDDS became WorldCom. And it just keeps getting better for WorldCom. In 1996, the US government passed the Telecommunications Act, which allowed long-distance phone carriers to enter the local phone carrier market. And by 1997, WorldCom became a full-service, long-distance, and local provider of telecommunications and became the #1 stock to be traded on Wall Street. Now, this pleased Ebers a whole lot because Ebers' goal was always really focused on the stock market. His #1 objective for WorldCom was to be the #1 traded stock on Wall Street. And in 1997, his goal happened. So now it's really up to him to keep WorldCom on top. Without pausing for breath, Ebers and WorldCom got together with their whiz kid, Sullivan, the CFO, to broker a huge takeover of MCI. MCI at the time was the 2nd largest long-distance carrier in the US. And WorldCom acquired MCI with a $42 billion takeover, which was the largest takeover at that time in US history. And that made WorldCom the #1 undisputed leader in the telecommunications industry, and Sullivan and Ebers are heralded as industry leaders. So 1999 starts off great for WorldCom. They're the largest full-service phone carrier in the US. They're the #1 stock on Wall Street, trading at a whopping $63.50. And as I said, Ebers and Sullivan are hailed as industry leaders. But what's really impressive about WorldCom is the fact that their industry was in a major slump. The telecommunications industry was kind of taking a nosedive because expenses were so high. And here I'm going to take a break and talk to you about a ratio. I promise it will be quick. So what I want to talk to you about is the line expenditure over revenues ratio. Now, for AT&T, WorldCom's top competitor, they had a line expenditure to revenue ratio of 52%, which basically means for every dollar in revenue that they earned, 52 cents was given over to expenditures. That's over half. That's quite a lot, and that's just for line expenditures. Meanwhile, WorldCom had a ratio of 42%. So per $1 of revenue that WorldCom earned, it was essentially earning 10 cents more than all of its competitors. Now, multiply that by billions of dollars, and you can see why WorldCom was impressive. Unfortunately for WorldCom, the end of 1999 wasn't as great as the start of it. WorldCom, attempting to continue using the growth strategy that Ebers had in play, tried to acquire one of its largest competitors, Sprint. But this time the US government got involved and essentially told WorldCom, you can't do these big acquisitions anymore. It's time to do something else or enter into a completely new product. By 2000, Ebers realized that they were going to have to shift WorldCom's strategy from a growth strategy and focus more on improving its products and its customer service, especially if they wanted to maintain that all-important 42% ratio. And maintain it they did for the next 2 years, when in 2002, WorldCom declared the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history at that time, and Ebers was sent to prison for 25 years. I need to take your gold star back now. Sorry, I had to do that.